Hello, everyone. It's Cassandra Williamson. I am coming to you from a holler in eastern Kentucky. Yes, this is the path forward, and there is a path forward. Sometimes it's hard to discern what that path might be, given the environment that we live in today. And as this little thing says over and over and over again, I serve for all Americans, not just the ones who look like you, love like you, believe like you, or anything like that. I serve for all Americans, even those who are Republicans and Democrats and Libertarians and even naturalized Americans, like the ones in New York. That might be hard to deal with, but they're Americans. They haven't committed any crime. So there we go, folks. I serve for all of you. So we'll see who shows up for a little chat this evening. I've got a lot of stuff going on, and hopefully you can find me on Facebook or LinkedIn or YouTube or Twitter because I have 2 Twitter accounts. And you can find me over there. Let me see if I can find some people to talk to while we're at it. Let me go over here to this page on this screen. Pull that across. We can find on X. X has been blast, barrel of laughs. Okay, I've had so much fun dealing with X and the people there. I play a lot of little video clips over and over and over again. I might just pull one up here too and show you. This is I don't know if I can or not. It's copyrighted material. Yeah, I can. But you can watch it on YouTube. You can go watch it on YouTube. Let me see if I can pull up a little link here for you real quick. And what we're going to do is I'm going to show something. This thing has been my go response seeing on X these days. Oh my gosh, yes, this is what I have been waiting to watch today, just to see what's happening on X and see just what they have to say. But it's really weird because I'm being inundated with people who are commenting about religion and faith and all kinds of stuff like that. I mean, I'm just being inundated by it. I mean, just swamped by it. I'm also getting all of these crazy people because I kind of go after them. Pull up something here now. You go find it for it. Before I play this thing, I don't know if you can. I'm gonna get the link. Let me go find it first. Where's the link at? Here, share. I want you to go check this out because this is spot on for what we're seeing happening in the world today. I mean, it is just so spot on. Okay, no thanks to that one. So I'm kind of browsing around. It's Friday, I've got supper on the stove, so I know that I can't stay for a tremendous amount of time. I know that it is 4 after right now. So here we go. Let me see if I can put a link over here in the chat. And I'm going to put this link over here. Paste. Can't post messages to some channels. I bet it just goes to YouTube, I think. Anyway, if you're watching me from YouTube, that should work for you. Yeah. So come on in. Let's have a chat. It's Friday evening. I'd like to talk about one thing in particular, and that is I have a question, basically, and it's on the screen right there, right now, underneath my name on the screen. Let me drop off some of this stuff here for a minute. And it says, with all the attacks of transgender Americans, here's what I think is going on. Here's what's happening. Okay, why is that? Why have they put so much energy and effort into attacking transgender people? And I changed it to people because this administration has taken this to new levels. They are going after it at the United Nations. They're going after it in any kind of treaty documents or resolutions or anything from around the world. They are going after everything that has to do with gender. It's in all the news. You can find it if you go looking for it. Go look for it. See what the Trump administration is doing about transgender people at the United Nations. Just go check it out. It's there. There is so much stuff. They're going just attacking left and right. And all I can think that it's about is they've got this fetish about trans people. They've got some kind of sexual fetish about trans people. And that's not who we are at all. But they have this fetish. I can't explain it any other rational way. It doesn't make any sense. All these preachers going after trans women, principally, and not trans men. They're going after the trans women. You got the preachers and the teachers, and not just not teachers, but people at leadership in the Trump administration and the Heritage Foundation and Alliance Defending Freedom and the Family Research Council. All of these people are going after trans Americans, but they're not stopping there. You got Alliance Defending Freedom taking it all the way into Hungary and all over Europe, going after anything to do with trans people around the world. You got the Trump administration, every official that works for the Trump administration, including many of the people who came from the Heritage Foundation, will not sign on to resolutions or any kind of at the UN, whether it's a good thing for the world or a bad world. They won't sign on to it if it's got the word gender in it. You can go check it out. There's all kinds of news about it. So why? Well, part of it is religious. Part of it is religious. They are absolutely going after this because they think that their religion says to shove us back under the floorboard and the boards in the back of the closet again. They want us back there. We are not going there again. Period. Full stop. We're not going there again. That's what they want, though. That's what Heritage wants. But they're going after it even a bigger way. They're going after it on a global scale. So why? I honestly think that these preachers are talking about trans people and they want to kill LGBT people and all that, I think they have a fetish or something. I think either they're gay or they're trans or they're lesbian or there's something. They gotta be. What the heck is up with all of that? All they can fantasize about, apparently, is a trans woman. They don't think about the trans men. It's just the trans women they're attacking here and around the world. And I believe, without any proof, that they have got this fetish in their heads, and they're trying to destroy that thing and get it out of their head. They're trying to get rid of it in their head. Heritage Foundation actually equates us with pornography in the same sentence in the forward to Project 2025, the Mandate for Leadership, in the forward to that document that Kevin Roberts wrote, Dr. Kevin Roberts, president of the Heritage Foundation. I think it may be on page 5, right down in the middle of the page of the forward. He equates being transgender with pornography and pedophilia and all those things that we know is not true. But that's what he's trying to do. He's trying to draw these correlations so that people get riled up about it. So what are we seeing a lot of now over on X? All of these people are saying, we've got to ban pornography in the United States. And one person even said, we will ban pornography in the United States. There's some that needs to go. But you know something? Let people alone. Just let people live their own lives, period. And if your good book says that it's wrong, well, it's wrong for you, but leave us alone. Talking about being trans or being, a eunuch even. The Bible's got lots of stuff to say about eunuchs. Not once does it say that you have to go out and attack them and destroy them. And for those of you who don't know, Jesus even talked about them. That's the only time he ever talked about anything like that. Some are born that way, and some are made that way. Some do it of their own free will. Others are forced into it. And then he goes on to say, for those who can understand that, so be it. And let them live. Philip went into the desert in Acts chapter 8. Who did he meet? Oh, the Ethiopian eunuch, who happened to be who worked in the palace of the Ethiopian queen. Do you think he went out there and decided he wasn't going to talk to that person, wasn't going to talk to this eunuch? Do you think he was going to go out there and tell him, no, I don't want to talk to you because, you weren't born that way, or you're an anomaly. We're not talking to you. You're intersex or something other. We're not talking to you because, we don't believe in that. That's like the Trump administration going to the United Nations and saying, regardless of what the resolution might be about, whether it's science and technology, it's the environment, whether it's women, every single thing that is going on in the United Nations, if it has the word gender in it, the United States is making it clear that this president only believes that there are men and women and nothing else. Well, I think he may have a fetish too, because I know his history a little bit there, I know what he used to be and do and all this stuff. He's running away from it. I know who he is. I've watched him for decades. You're not going to tell me that man is anything different right now because he still talks to the same stuff. He's trying to run from it right now to fool you. That's what he's trying to do. He's turning everything around him into, and you've got to be able to see this. I mean, if you're a Christian and you are reading any part of the Bible, particularly over in Revelations, and you start seeing all this thing about the gold and the shiny things and the brilliant things, and it comes out of there. I'm not saying this man is 666. No, I'm not. But he has definitely fooled some of the very elect of God. He's done it. He's pulled the wool over their eyes. He came down that escalator. He's got the golden toilet. He's got the golden doors in the White House and the Oval Office now. Everything in there is gold and shiny. It shouldn't be. I'm not saying it shouldn't be that. Shouldn't be any kind of really good stuff. But this man wallows in it. Why do you think the Qataris gave him a jet that the royal family used? Because it was used by the royal family, and Trump likes that kind of stuff. They know how to stroke his ego. They gave it to him. And lo and behold, we actually let him do it. Shiny, bright stuff, everything. The glare that you're seeing right now, the brilliance that you're seeing, it's fooling you. It is pulling the wool over your eyes, and you're letting it happen willfully. Now, let me be very clear about this. Whether you believe any of that or not, I mean, there are 45,000 different Christian denominations in the world. Every one of them has something different to say. There are 150 different Islamic belief systems in the world, and probably more than that. I don't know how many Hindu faiths there are, different versions of how Hinduism is viewed or interpreted out of the Vedic literature, and the Buddhist and all that. I mean, we don't want you shoving your crap down our throat. Is that clear enough? We don't want it. We don't want you grooming our kids. Now you're going to say, well, so we've been telling people we don't want you doing that. Well, look. What's the biggest grooming organization in the world right now that grooms people from birth to believe what they want you to believe? Oh, wait. Muslims do it. In Islam, they raise their children up to believe in Islam. And, if you're living in an Islamic country, guess what's happening? You're being groomed to believe that same stuff. If you live in a Christian nation somewhere in the world, or a nation that is predominantly Christian, from birth, you're being groomed to believe that stuff. Now, don't take this all out of context here. Leaders are also groomed to do the things that others want them to do. Like, for instance, we do know that some of the presidential candidates and presidents in the past in this nation, they were groomed for that role by their families and by their friends and associates. I can think of the Roosevelt family right off the top of my head. But that's what's going on. We don't want you grooming our kids to think the way you want them to think. And let's go a step further with that. I don't want you grooming my Naval Academy midshipmen that way either. You're grooming them to think like you, Hegseth. That's what you're doing. You're shutting off any kind of access to other ways of thinking. You're shutting those things down, and it is a gross, gross thing to see. Grooming them to be ideological robots to this administration for generations to come, actually, for a generation at least. But that's what they're doing. They try to make you think that we're the ones grooming people, grooming kids. No, we're not the ones going around knocking on doors and saying, hey, have you heard of, have you heard of, let me see. I'm trying to get one of the names down right. Well, have you heard of this person who's just a gayness person, really gay, and just stands out and real sparkles and all this kind of stuff and looks like they're something else or whatever? We think you need to come and believe with us because we want to save you from hell. No, you don't see us coming around talking to you like that. It's you talking to us like that. Whether I believe personally or not, whether what my beliefs are, it doesn't matter. You have no business evangelizing me or anyone else in this country. If they don't want to hear it, leave them alone. If you're working in the federal government where you now have the ability to display your Bibles and your crucifixes or whatever you want on your desk, I'm still curious to see what would happen if somebody brought the Quran in and put it on their desk, and the crescent moon and all of that, and actually turned it into that and made anyone who came near them for that space, it's sacred space. No one can walk on that space except for those people who have accepted the way of Muhammad, whether it's Sunni or Shia or whichever one. I just can't wait to see that happen. Can't wait. And see the reaction to it. Because I already know what would happen based on what I'm hearing over on X. All of these big thinkers over there that say, no, this is just a Christian nation. And no, it wasn't. It never was. It was intended to be entirely separate from that from the very beginning. Why do you think there were a handful of states during the time that the Republic of Texas was formed and the Constitution was written for the Republic of Texas? In that Republic of Texas original Constitution, there was a clause that said no one who is a pastor or a preacher should ever be elected to the executive position in this state or in the legislature of this state. And then it said they have a responsibility to their congregation. Texas wasn't the only one who had that in there. They borrowed that from other states like Tennessee and Kentucky and some others. There were several other states that had that in their rules and their statutes. Early 1830s. Early 1830s. Madison, Hamilton, Adams, they did not want this to turn out the way it has, with these people claiming that this is a Christian nation. In fact, it's supposed to be a republic, a constitutional republic. And I've got a lot to say about that too. Oh my God, do I ever? Phew. But I can't. I've got to run because I do know that my supper is probably done in there and it's going beep, beep, beep. I've been slaving over the sink here this evening. And it's been full board go here in the holler of Eastern Kentucky. So come back on Monday. Let's have another conversation. Unless there's breaking news that breaks out over the weekend, which is entirely possible these days, then you have a great weekend. And I'll talk to you later.